It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Yas Queens! The No Queens are here.
They did it. They stood up for themselves.
I
am proud.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I'm so proud of them. This is amazing.
I'm also.
Have we ever seen a season with so many responsible people before?
No, I'm also shocked.
Yeah. I'm like, now I'm rooting for some of their relationships. Now I'm like, yeah, great.
Wait,
well, one of their.
Who are you rooting for?
Monica and Joey.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like,
I'm not rooting for any of the others.
Okay.
I guess maybe, I guess Daniel's and Taylor's fine. Have a Christmas life. Enjoy.
I don't get it. I don't get them. They're like, we're so excited to be married.
They're excited for Christmas is what they're excited for.
Yeah, but I've never seen them be excited about each other. They don't have any excitement. They don't have any joie de vivre.
Listen, the true test of their relationship is going to come on December 26th, 2025. That's going to be the true test of their relationship.
The post-Christmas hangover.
Right. That's when they're going to have their first big fight. Guaranteed.
Do we think that this is where like the whole Minnesota nice thing really pays off? That everybody was too afraid to really say what they thought until they had to at the altar. Then the mask
politeness.
Yes, the mask slips. They had to say no, and then in the confessional they told us what they'd been thinking the whole time. Yeah, Virginia and Sarah really spilled it out.
I like that. If it wasn't the edit going for it, then certainly it was, I think, brought on by your traditional Midwestern politeness.
I really think that it.
When you look at Devin and Virginia's relationship alone, how she just talked about there was so little communication, because I thought to myself, oh, they must have talked about it more off camera, right? But no, like I think literally what we saw on camera is all of what was talked about when it came to politics and values, which is crazy, at least to someone like me. But maybe people are that cagey in different regions. I don't know.
To somebody whose mom is a Minnesota state senator. That's Virginia. Yeah,
that's wild too.
Yeah, I just I don't think it was the edit. I think that like they tried that Virginia and Sarah tried, and then they couldn't. They kept having to bring things up, and they couldn't get the communication like we saw. I think that if the edit, especially for how much time they had, could have brought in more conflict during the season like they normally do, they definitely would have.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like too, a common theme that I think you see amongst Love is Blind couples here over all these seasons is there's always like a flaw or two, but they're hoping that they can fix them after they're married. And Sarah brings up this point after she says no to Ben, where she goes, there's always like this potential that you can maybe see for this person, but they never, in my experience of dating people, like they never really fully meet that potential. Like you can't marry someone based on potential alone. You can't just hope that someone's going to change after you get married. Well, it's not going to happen.
It's funny because also like I feel like Love is Blind is kind of based on dating for marrying somebody for potential.
For potential, yeah.
You've only known them for 4 weeks, but the potential has to really prove itself, right? You can't have questions whether they
dodge huge value questions.
You can't question whether they think Black Lives Matter or not. You know, you have to like really
look. Marissa and Ramsey's, for all the flaws that they had last season, like at least they went deep. Yeah, they went really deep into the values. Like they knew exactly who they were by the end of that experiment.
Yeah,
for sure. In this, it's weird. Like these guys too, like Ben and Devin are just like so confused. They're like, I just don't understand what went wrong. And it's like, are you that naive? Like they just are so like, I think they're just so apolitical and they care so little about all of this stuff, but that they're just so clueless.
On the other side of the coin, like just like they weren't communicating like any of that, did their partners who said no, did they actually communicate that was going to be a deal breaker for them?
It doesn't really seem like it. It seems like maybe a little more with Virginia. I don't know.
Because going into it, it really seemed like.
Well, no, that's not true. Because Sarah brought up concerns too at the glamping trip, and you could tell she kept bringing it up. You know,
Sarah brought up that there were actual concerns. So
and she brought up that she put in the work to like actually go back and look at previous sermons and stuff like that. Virginia, though, it just sounded like she tried to broach the topic several times, but he just would not give any straight answers and was being weird.
But I don't know if she really conveyed that to him. Like, she didn't even say it at the altar. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
And like the family seemed on board. Her own family was confused.
Yeah, her own family thought she was going to get married.
Yeah, everybody did.
What? It could be that she thought she was going to up until that day. Because there's still this weird check thing that we hear about, of this gift of a check.
The check.
And so I have questions about that being, the crux of it all too, because, it really did seem like everybody was on the same.
They also hadn't had sex. I think that could also be.
What the hell? Like, did anybody have sex of these couples? It's crazy. It's a lot of them were saying we weren't physical at all.
I think Joey and Monica had sex, but he wasn't affectionate enough.
Yeah.
She said that they had hung out, which feels like hers.
It's like
I don't understand.
It's like a sex from American Psycho, right? Is that what you're saying? It wasn't intimate. It was
dude, I have no idea.
It was in front of a mirror and he was flexing.
But you're right. Sarah definitely did very much communicate it, and also like at the altar explain. I do feel like I get why Devin at least was confused, because like, yeah. I mean, I was shocked at that one.
I was shocked too, but at the same time, like, I also would have been shocked if they got married, just because in this day and age,
you can't be shocked both ways.
Yeah, you can. Trust
me. How can you? No, you can't. You can't be shocked both ways.
You can be less shocked than the other, but you can still be shocked both ways. Let me explain it.
You're muted.
In this day and age, politics is so fucking divisive. It's
why? What's going on? I don't really follow that. I don't know. I don't really.
Nothing. There's not that big.
No. I'm fiscally conservative, socially.
How do you ride the middle these days? It's tough.
Very easily. You just no. La 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 la. I'm white. La 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 la. I'm a white man, Minnesota. La 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 la.
That's Ben for sure. I could drive a school bus on ice. No, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's kind of an insane notion. We've been trying to figure out this whole season if it's politeness or if it's apathy. And maybe it's a bit of column A and column B. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, that one got me. And Monica and Joey, that surprised me too. That did surprise me.
That really surprised me.
I've never been so sure in our predictions.
The second he sailed in on that longboard, I was like, it's done. There's no way she can say no now.
I know. I was getting
look at this cool guy.
Vibes. I was like, we're going Goofy movie,
Yeah. I thought they were going to
skate day after today is his honeymoon,
I thought they were going to skate out there together.
I know. He was going to hop on the back of it. They're going to go out. Yeah. I was going to longboard into this podcast today, but I don't have one.
That's too bad.
I know. I'm not matching those SoCal vibes.
Well, if you could have Michael Jacksoned in with the moonwalk, it could have looked like a longboard. Was it?
Yeah. I only have a surfboard because I surf every day. Because when
right the second LA. You got off the plane in LA, you started surfing.
Yeah. I got Botox and a surfboard.
As you do.
Yeah.
That's the rules. It's the law.
So we do have some voicemails to get to, which is very exciting. But before we do, I know we plug Patreon all the time, but we actually have a big update about our Patreon.
Don't apologize for plugging Patreon.
No, I don't.
We work hard.
I want people to listen because it's different. I was saying, like, I know we plug it and it's always the same. Different about it is that so our second tier used to be $10. It is now $8, and it now includes ad-free episodes. So like the episode that you are listening to today, if you want to go back and listen to it without ads, you can. It's now coming out on Patreon. So patreon.com/reality alerts. All main feed episodes will now be ad free. If you go to our second tier, that's the bigger Rascal tier, patreon.com/reality alert. And it still includes like our original $5 tier, which is still there. All of your bonus episodes, including Love Center, Love is Blind season 1, all the international seasons. We recapped 1 million international seasons and stuff like that.
And we also got 7-day free trials now, folks.
Yes, we have free trials.
Give it a try for free. What's better than free? You know? Just click the button.
But ad-free content?
Don't be a wad. Click it.
We're always adding new stuff, so that's very exciting. So let's get to the voicemails. Here is our first voicemail.
Okay, so just listen to the latest episode, and 2 things. Yes, senior pictures were such a thing. It was serious, man. Like, it was a thing. And then, excuse me, I've never heard of anybody getting Christmas cards. There's so many times that I'm watching this season, or Christmas cards for their wedding. Sorry, didn't finish that sentence. But there's so many times I'm watching this season where I'm like, oh my God, it's hilarious. And I can like think of something that you guys would say, like sarcastic. And it just makes up for the season being kind of like, hello. Except, I have a hot take. It's coming in hot. I don't find it as boring as some people are claiming. Anyway, bye, Rascals. Thanks for being you.
So did she say for the Christmas card, she said, I've never heard of anyone sending
Christmas cards, period, she said.
Oh, really?
No, for weddings. She corrected
herself. Just for weddings. Okay, yeah. Well, that makes all of us.
Yes. Well, maybe I don't know if she's from Minnesota.
Maybe in Minnesota. We did get a message on Instagram from a Minnesotan who said, we're not all obsessed with Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said that they don't all live in the 1980s, but it's weird because she actually sent this message to us via fax.
Right.
So she wasn't really helping herself, you know?
Yes. And it said from a school bus on ice.
Yeah, and it had a Santa stamp on it. So I'm not sure if she was really helping herself with that one.
And then she said, go Minnesota Lakers. I was like, what? Go Kareem? What? Very, very odd. Yeah.
We actually have this comment here from Elif1. I'm from Iowa and found most of the cast extremely relatable. So, are you boring or
no? They can't be because they listen to us.
Yeah, so that's true. Cool. That's why just trying to enrich their life.
The cool ones. Yeah.
Are we sarcastic? I feel like we were called sarcastic in this, and I didn't realize that.
We're a little sarcastic.
We're sarcastic.
I like to think of ourselves as sassy little honey.
I didn't know that we partook in sarcasm.
We're sassy honeys.
Ooh, honey, little sassy.
No, thank you for the voicemail. Hi. We do appreciate it. What? What about this hot take about the season not being that boring? I find it boring. I think it was like the episodes were all a little long. I think if they had just all been shortened by like 15 minutes, it would have been fine.
Hour 15 an episode is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I could see if every episode was 45 minutes, boom. If every episode had a fam jam, boom.
Yeah,
then we're good.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did the best that they could with the characters. You know, it's all just a little long. I still think, I think Love is Blind, just based on the situation and how, you know, like each block of episodes usually they're moving forward in the relationships and new things are generally happening. Is like makes it watchable. It's not like The Ultimatum where I'm like, we're still just talking in apartments. You know,
as long as things don't get redundant, as long as they're not bringing up the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the season. Do I think it's probably the weakest Love Is Blind season ever? Yeah. I still like it's still Love Is Blind.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what might match it in terms of Love Is Blind American season.
I mean, it's definitely the least dramatic season of all time.
It's the least dramatic, but I'm like the most proud of these couples of almost any season. I would say
it gets the award for people we're the most proud of.
Yes,
I might
like,
be the.
And wouldn't you expect that would be the most boring season? Is people who are making reasonable adult decisions? Yeah,
but most shocking finale.
Weirdly, yeah.
It's the most shocking finale.
Very odd.
I had no idea. And like we avoid spoilers, so there was some big TMZ spoiler that happened. I know it happened. I don't know what it was. It happened like week 1 that TMZ spoiled.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Unless it has to do with the
reunion. We don't want to know, but yeah, we don't know. Let's get to voicemail number 2 coming up right here.
Hi, Max and Ben. Longtime listener and fan of your podcast here. I especially find the animal noises, the squeals, the neighs, all of it to be, frankly, enthralling. So I was kind of appalled that you guys missed such a gem of a horse call. We love horses. On season 8, episode 11, with about 47 minutes left in the show, Brittany is talking about Virginia with Devin, and Devin does a very clear nay. He says, yeah. Bad impersonation. He does it so much better. But yeah, would love if you guys check it out and potentially add it to your soundboard. It's definitely a gem. All right. Love you guys. Keep doing what you do. Bye.
I really appreciate this voicemail. Quite a classic. I did go back into the episodes. Usually we don't go back like this, but for such a gem.
For such a special request, of course.
A special request. And I did add this to the soundboard. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like Uche's business.
Yeah.
Yeah. How could we miss this? So I've added it to well, here we go.
I love horses. One of the things we have in common is that we like horses. I love horses. I love horses.
Them. I love horses.
Yeah.
Added to the list of horses.
Oh, if we did all the barnyard animals, it would go for a half hour.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the horse list. So anytime horses come up, Devin has been added.
We got a horse list. We got a dolphin list.
Yeehaw!
We have Nancy's duck. We got a lot.
We have how could we miss that very clear nay?
Sometimes we're especially at those mixers, it's like there's so much happening. I'm taking so many notes.
Oh my god, I'm like bam, bam, bam.
Sometimes it flies right over my head.
I got 8 computers going on, and all my hands are like.
Yeah, we're like the hackers in the Matrix or something.
I wish I was the guy from Spirited Away that works the coal that has all the arms. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes,
yeah. With the
or like Tom Cruise in Minority Report, and he's got the. He's like
yes. We need some precogs.
We do.
I think that all the time. I need a precog.
Oh, I think about that all the time too.
Is it immoral to have a precog?
No, that's what they're born for.
Yeah. Okay.
We talk values on this podcast.
Yes.
We don't hide them.
And you know what? If it is immoral, no. La, la.
School bus on ice. School bus on ice.
All right, let's get to Ben and Sarah. This one we kind of saw coming, but if you had asked me before the penultimate episode, I would have said they're getting married. If you had asked me
the trailer kind of gave it away. Too,
yeah, exactly. But so even like the beginning of her thing, I was kind of being like, "Ooh, she's feeling uneasy." You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she almost went kind of cold with it too.
Yeah,
she wasn't like super emotional about not getting married. I thought she was pretty blunt and to the point. I thought.
Yeah, so I kind of wrote down what happened because it was interesting. So she says she says, I love you so much, but I've always wanted a partner to be on the same page. And she does say, and I quote, today I can't. So she acts later.
He let it on a little bit that.
A little bit. Just, we have to play fair here. Obviously, Team Sarah, but we gotta, play fair. She did say today I can't. And she says,
maybe she just wants an FWB like Lauren had before the show.
Yeah. She says, I still love you and everything about you is amazing. And then he goes, and of course, then he goes, I care about you and I want to stay with you. Maybe because she just said, today I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote it down in quotes, which means that she said it. Today I can't.
It's written in stone now.
It's written in stone. And then she goes, well, we'll see about that one.
I'm telling you, she wants the FWB. I think that's
she wants the FWB. But the crowd laughs.
Now you got really clear audio of the crowd laughter.
No, that was definitely from the crowd. But like that was so mean.
Yeah, we'll see, pal. We'll see. Why don't you take a picture of your ballot next time in the ballot box, and then we'll talk. Okay.
Oh man.
Ben is really confused by all this too. He really thought it was in the bag. He was like, she's going to church with me every week. She loves the Lord, and she's gonna be a good Christian woman for the rest of her life.
I thought we skipped over all this stuff, like all the issues with my church and people that are, like your sister and stuff, people that are that way, I thought we were gonna skip over all that, and
I thought she was gonna go to conversion therapy at our church. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, but Sarah sticks it to him, and then the crowd is like, they love it.
They're just tickled by it.
Yeah, they are so tickled by it. It is really awkward though.
Oh, this is so awkward.
So she runs the car and says, "Get me out of here." So she tells her family it wasn't the time frame, and she says it was how the Black Lives Matter discussion didn't affect him, and how Ben he didn't know his church's views, finger quotes, and then her sister laughs. Yeah. Everybody finds this whole situation.
Well, yeah, because the whole time it's like, well, duh. Yeah,
duh, you idiot. Well, why did we have to go
all this way?
Why do we have to take off work to do this?
Well, because she wanted to look pretty in her dress.
I know.
Get the photos. Come on.
Gain some followers.
Yeah.
But her sister laughing is so. She's like, her sister's like, you didn't tell me this. I would have just not been so gentle about it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But then in confessional, she says she had to bring up all this stuff, and also how she had to bring up the vaccine, which I think implies that they had. She doesn't specifically state it, but I think it may have brought up the fact that they had differing views, or Ben going, Ben, what vaccine was there? What's a pandemic? Maybe stuff.
What's a pandemic? Yeah.
What are you talking about? Corona the beer?
When were people wearing masks? People wore masks?
I prefer Miller Lite.
Over Corona. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. And also, she's like a healthcare worker. I mean, it's just like, how did it get so far? How were you torn?
And then Alex comes in and he says, COVID's only 19? What?
So Ben, his friends thought that it was a done deal. He must have been saying like, I'm gonna be a married man.
Right. Yeah. Well, they prayed about it.
Yeah, they
So
they
it
they
was
prayed
a
about
done
it. And
deal.
they're like, it's fixed. She's gonna marry you just a little bit later. We prayed about it.
Congratulations.
Yes. They're like, we don't know why this didn't work the first time. This usually fixes the whole discussion and having to talk
Yeah.
about your partner
We
thing.
we prayed that she wouldn't bring up George Floyd ever again,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. It's weird.
Yeah, and Sarah's like, why does I can't even begin to discuss him wanting to date. It's ridiculous. Let's get to Monica and Joey wedding, which when this started, I was like, they're gonna get married. Like, what's the fucking point here? You know?
Yeah.
But let's see if there were any signs. Monica refers to this venue as a castle. Did you get castle vibes?
I got Shire vibes from it.
You got Shire vibes.
Yeah, did you see the rooftop? It kind of looked like
I can see that. Yeah, I guess I
very
was
Shire-esque. I think
just-
that's why Daniel felt so comfortable there.
I was just distracted by all the balloons. I was like, what is this, a birthday party? Like, what's happening here? Yeah.
The birthday for their marriage. Yeah.
Yes. But Monica does instantly kind of say, like, I don't know if Joey's going to say yes or no, and this concerns her. But Joey does roll up on a longboard. I instantly noticed that the groomsmen are going to have a Hawaiian suit combo, which
Yes.
I'm into.
Very
I
cool.
think that's fun. I think
I
it's
think
nice
that's really fun.
to see something different. It's nice. I
I
like that.
thought it was cool. Yeah.
No, I'm into it.
And then
Joey-
somebody brought up football. They were playing football.
Yeah, it was very Joey, you know, very
Yeah.
Joey.
Throwy Joey.
He says he's a 5 or a 6 on the nerve scale. Looks like he should have been at least a 10.
10. Ooh.
Yeah, yikes. She says that it's hard because Joey isn't an emotional person, so it's hard to trust his words and see his emotions.
Yeah, he just sort of laughs through everything, right? At
Yeah.
least that's what we've seen so far. We haven't really seen him get too emotional or deep or anything like that.
Yes. And he talks about how, like, Monica's sister could be an issue because she basically said, you have my blessing, but not my support.
Yeah, that's crazy that it gets brought up again after they say no. That was one of the issues going forward with it.
Is this part of, well, that's what he thinks. He thinks that it's the sister.
He said that and the physical.
Yes. Well, but he hasn't, they haven't talked yet at that point, I don't think. Whereas Monica is like, it's because he never gave me confirmation. But then Joey is like, she never said that she loved me, so how could I give her that much confirmation? Like, but then I'm like,
did at the wedding. Yeah.
But then I'm like, did Joey say I love you? Like, I'm like, I want more information here.
Seemed like there was a lot left out for sure.
But like, I'm trying to think back in the show. Did we ever hear Joey say I love you and then she didn't say
I don't
anything?
think so.
Yeah.
They just were giggling through everything.
I know.
And clearly the sister thing is still an issue if he brings it up again. Like, that's gotta still be something.
Is this part of Minnesotan culture? The sisters,
The sisters getting jealous or mad.
You have to get your sister's blessing. Sisters get jealous. You know, sisters.
It could be that they viewed Joey as the Yoko Ono of their Fam Jam band.
Probably. That
could be. They were all worried that it was going to break up the band.
Yeah. Monica's sister says she questions if Monica can read people because she brought questionable people home during high school.
Oh.
Imagine being judged for the rest of your life on the people you dated during high school.
High school? Yeah.
Yes. He got a B in algebra.
How many of them were on this Love is Blind cast?
Yeah.
It's a very small dating community. So.
Yeah, everybody else seems supportive, you know. Joey, they play. What was up with this from Joey? I like you guys. It sounds like he's quoting a commercial or something.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
And then they all go,
surfs up, surfs up. Yeah.
I like it. Good energy.
Let's get to when Monica comes out in her dress and her mom comes to see her.
Do you see me? I see you. Do you think I'm pretty? I think you're so pretty.
I would hope that she sees you. She's like 2 feet in front of you.
She better.
I know Love is blind, but I don't think your mom is blind. I think she sees you.
I think so.
People get very interesting on this show, though, when they put on their wedding dress. Do you remember Stacy?
Hi, Dad. I'm in a big white dress.
Oh, look at you.
I don't know. I haven't put on a wedding dress.
I'm in a big wedding dress. What do you
Oh my
think about
god, look
that?
at you. Do you see me? No, I don't. I don't see you. I've never put on a wedding dress before. I don't know what it's like.
No,
Maybe you forget how visibility works.
that could be.
Maybe
We're
your
not
voice
one to
changes.
talk, are we?
We should wear wedding dress.
We haven't put on the Hawaiian shirt or the wedding dress before.
We got to put on a wedding dress in the next episode and see if our voices change.
We might sound like Dennis Rodman.
We could.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Monica is given some advice before she goes out to get not married.
Don't be afraid.
You know the
what to
answer in
do.
your heart
You know in your heart.
And your brain.
and your
Your
brain.
heart.
And your vagina.
Her sister tells her, her sister adds that on, in your vagina. Do we think that she listened to
Did
her
the
heart, her
vagina
brain, and her
speak?
vagina? Did the vagina make the final decision?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
So it
Yes.
seems that the physicality was a big part here.
Listen to your sock bin. What is the sock bin telling you? Is he going to put his socks in there? The answer is no.
The answer is no. He's just like those guys in high school.
That wouldn't put their socks in my bin.
Yeah.
My bin is empty.
This wedding was definitely less ugly than the last one. It's not a stunner, but we're getting more.
Less balloons. A lot less
What?
balloons.
Yeah, less pink cotton candy throw up vibes, you know? Which
Yeah.
is good.
Bubblegum. Yeah.
Yeah. Joey skates down the aisle. Monica.
That was sick. I gotta be honest.
I can't stop
Everybody like standing ovation, you know.
the only better thing would have been if there was like a rail down the center.
Yes, he grinded down it.
Yes.
Did a little kickflip at the end.
Yeah.
That would've
Maybe a
been dope.
nollie at the end. That would have been really sick.
Yes. That's so cool.
Everything is pretty chill. And we get to the decision.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
I like this rendition. I think it's very dramatic.
Yes.
Good.
There's no truly, but it's it's good. It's still good.
Monica says, "I don't right now," and we're not quite there. So do we think that there's potential for this couple?
Absolutely.
Me too.
They could be engaged by the reunion.
Definitely.
I could see it.
Yeah, they're very cordial. There's hugging. He says it's okay, and the audience gives them an applause, and they walk down the aisle hand in hand. And somebody hands her flowers.
Have we ever seen that before on Love is Blind?
I mean, I think on like the international seasons.
Yeah. I mean, this was very much like a show of like, we're still together.
I thought they were going to do like, you say tomato, I say tomato, let's call the whole thing off. And they were still going to have a reception and like they were just going to dance and everybody was going to party.
Would have been, well, yeah, everyone puts on their Hawaiian shirts and their leis and they get
Yeah.
the coconut drinks out. Would have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So we basically talked about all this stuff. But yeah, Joey says the inhibiting factor was he was trying to be more affectionate and that Monica never said I love you, which is very weird.
It is odd. Yeah.
And also,
although, I mean, it is and it isn't. It is for the show.
For the
isn't
show.
in real life. Yeah.
Because usually people say it like at the engagement.
Yeah.
It's really weird to get engaged and not say I love you.
It is, but in real life, you wouldn't get engaged, I guess.
But you wouldn't get married without loving.
These are two fully different worlds: real life and Love is Blind.
Yeah, but we
It's
have
hard
to talk in Love is Blind world.
Okay. Yeah, well then it's weird.
You have to remember the pods are 30 years of life.
That's true.
You have to remember
It's like
they're advanced.
Interstellar, you know how it's like
Yes.
every minute and a half you hear the ring and it's a day of Earth has gone by. That's like what it is for the pods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get to Virginia and Devin. They both seem very positive.
I thought for sure this was in the bag. I don't know about you, but like as it went along, I was like, oh, that's a no doubter. It's a no doubter.
Do you know we never saw though? I thought there was something in the trailer where Devin was like, I don't know if I want to marry her or something. Wasn't there like a little?
I bet they grabbed that soundbite from like
yeah, but it wasn't in here. I was like,
it's probably about Brittany. You know?
Yeah. Yep. He does say when asked, he says, well, we haven't had any fights, but we've had some tough discussions regarding politics in the prenup. I'm like, you didn't discuss shit.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
That's why the conversations were so tough, is because they couldn't get a word out.
Yeah,
it's difficult to have a conversation when you don't actually say anything. You're cagey.
Their moms meet. His sister is there. Everyone is loving each other. They welcome them to they welcome Virginia to their family.
Yeah. I mean, when Devin's mom came in to talk to Virginia and Virginia's mom, that's when I was like, it's done. Like they're getting married for sure.
I was like, why are we stretching this thing out?
Yeah, it's like either they're getting married or they're preparing for something big coming.
And then Virginia found 2 ladybugs. I was like, that's such good luck. God. You have to get married. That's not going to happen again.
And then hundreds of thousands of ladybugs flew in, and they were like, it's a plague. It's a plague.
A plague of good luck. You have to get married. She's never going to have such a lucky marriage again, and she failed. Someone at some point, though, said they've never seen Virginia so excited. And I was like, what does Virginia seem like when she's unexcited? Yeah. I was like,
I think we've seen it for most of this show, right?
But I don't know, because she didn't seem different to me. She's
not a huge emoter. I've
never seen her seem happy. I've never seen her seem sad. I've never seen a difference in her. She's very
maybe even. If we saw her dancing on the court, we'd see more emotion. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I think she wasn't actually excited.
No, I think she was dreading it.
Yeah, I know. Let's get to the wedding. Definitely the best looking wedding so far. It's not great, but definitely improved. The wedding was very serious. It had a very serious tone. Their vows were serious. It was kind of ominous. I was wondering what was up with that, because I was sure they were going to get married.
Yeah.
And then it all settled in. In her vows, she talked about them laughing in bed until their stomachs hurt. We never saw anybody.
They might want to see They might want to see a GI or something. They might want to, go to the Mayo Clinic.
But why didn't we ever see anything like that? Did we ever see them laugh?
I don't think we ever saw them joke around.
Can you imagine them laughing together till their stomachs hurt?
I can't imagine either of them laughing, period.
Yes, I hope that Devin didn't take any ibuprofen. He needs to stay away from that stuff when his stomach hurt. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We get to the decision.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
Too many pauses.
That's a good note.
It's like she was reading off a teleprompter with giant text, and it kept changing the screen. And she
might want to take a Meisner class before her next wedding.
Yeah, she needs to really improve on that.
Yep.
Because she's gonna keep having to say that statement at every wedding. Everyone's doing the Love Is Blind style.
Well, yeah. Now you have to. Yeah.
It's cotton on. So Virginia goes, I love you so much, but I'm not ready. And her dad goes,
what?
Now, did he say that because he was
crazy?
Did he say that because he was shocked, or because he couldn't hear her? Because she was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
What?
Don't be afraid. You know the answer.
What'd she say?
What?
Did you see the people that looked like they were laughing?
Yeah, well, I feel like there's always people in the background of these shots at Love Is Blind weddings laughing because they just think it's all so silly. Oh, I want one of my friends to get married on Love Is Blind so bad, so I can go and sit
so the interview.
Yeah, for the interview.
For the interviews.
one of those elusive interviews.
Yes.
One of these days we'll get one.
Yeah, and Devin just starts crying, which I feel like I feel like people usually are just so shocked they don't cry. So that was sad. Very uncomfortable, this whole situation.
Yeah. He really was a done deal.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad for him, yeah.
Yeah, it was very awkward. Yeah, her dad apologizes to Devin on his way out, and then they have to explain to this kid what happened. The little girl sitting there being like, yeah. Do you think that this is going to traumatize?
Did Uncle Devin vote for Trump? Is that why?
Do you think this is going to traumatize this little girl for the rest of her life? Do you think this will be a lasting image in her mind?
Yeah.
Should children be at Love is Blind?
She's never going to want to get thrown in the air by Devin again, ever.
Netflix should provide free childcare so children don't have to be exposed to Love is Blind weddings.
I think that's great.
These can't have good impressions on children.
Yeah. You're going to tell me that child signed an NDA? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But she's too young to consent.
No. So Virginia says that she wanted to protect Devin, so there were lots of topics she didn't want to push on. She says in political conversations, they just didn't get to the depths they needed to. And also sexually, they didn't get there either. See, that's where she's like, I'm done.
Because they were too busy laughing in bed.
We were too busy laughing in bed, and we should have been fucking. I'm like, does that mean that he didn't want to have sex until marriage?
No, I think it just means they got tummy aches from laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Sex. No, I was surprised though too, like how many of these couples weren't like more intimate with each other before going up to the altar.
Maybe it's too cold in Minnesota. You have to wait till the summer for your genitals to thaw.
Where's your I was in the pool soundbite? You got that one?
Not right now.
I was in the frozen lake.
I was in the frozen lake. Yeah, and she said that it wasn't a deal breaker, their difference in politics, but she didn't like how they communicated it, and she didn't like the voting with your faith in mind thing.
Yeah, that stuck out to me as something that she really like. Just the way she said it sounded like it really rubbed her the wrong way.
Yeah, it really bothered her.
Because she's like, no, I did vote with my faith in mind.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
She also says, yeah, so this check thing. So somebody told her that they received a check for their wedding present, and Devin didn't tell her about it.
Yes. I am so confused by it.
Well, yeah,
it came out of left field completely, didn't it? And it seemed like it might have happened very recently before the wedding, which could have played a part in like just her being sketched out by this guy.
Well, it should be interesting to see what it comes with the union, because it could very well just be, he got it and then he was like gonna tell her
after, yeah,
or something,
like with all their other gifts.
Yeah, or he could have been being sketchy, but it didn't, from my impression.
Or like the next morning he rolled up with a new pair of shoes and she was like,
yeah, or he spent it on shoes. That could have been a very possible thing.
He does love shoes.
He secretly resented the prenup, so he's gonna start stealing money. I don't think so.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the prenup because, the fact that she was weirded out by the sketchiness of him not mentioning the check. And then there's all the other prenup talk. You have to assume that finances are like playing a part in this whole thing too, not just the values, right?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. This is weird because we just don't know how recently they received the check.
Yeah.
And
also,
like,
when did the mom tell her? It wasn't
that's the thing.
The wedding day.
It's hard to, I don't want to be boring and not make a judgment, but I also like the lack of information makes it hard to make a call. So it should be.
It clearly seems like it was a factor because she said it.
It was definitely a factor, but I don't know, like, I just don't know the deets.
Just came so out of the blue. I hope we
so out of the blue.
I hope we hear about it more at the reunion.
Yeah. I think we will. This is like, I mean, what are they really going to talk about at the reunion for these two besides that check,
Yeah, it's so odd.
I feel like so much of the reunion is going to be like Dave and Lauren and like peeing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lots of pee stuff.
Lots of pee stuff. As it usually
Finally,
is at a Love Is Blind reunion.
yes, finally we get to the juicy stuff. Taylor and Daniel. Here
So
we go. She feels great. He's nervous. He wants to make sure he does this the right way. Full Santa outfit.
Christmas Eve.
Yes. Taylor's friends ask her what she would have thought if she had met Daniel on the outside. And she basically says nothing different, but I'm like, well, it would have been weird because you would have been like, oh my God, that's the guy who followed me
Instagram
and unfollowed me. He's stalking me. So obviously it would have been
she would have called the police.
Yeah, it would have been a different situation.
Yeah. Thank God they met in the pods.
Yes, the pods fix everything.
30 years.
Yes. Daniel and Taylor, they write letters to each other. Why couldn't they just text? Why are you writing letters? Like,
what are we doing?
Yeah. See, they're stuck in like the 1780s or something, the 1880s. This is what I keep telling you. We're right.
Send a TikTok to each other.
Yeah, come on. We learned that Daniel and Taylor haven't consummated the marriage because it's too cold. Everything's frozen from the waist down.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything until at least June.
Yes.
Yeah.
His letter to her is all about how iconic they are. Are they? I don't consider them a very
Short King season, baby.
Short King season, baby.
It's iconic.
And they're an iconic couple.
They're an iconic Christmas couple, as big as Santa and Mrs. Claus.
I don't even consider him the most iconic Love Is Blind stalker. That's Lydia.
Yeah, Lydia takes that crown.
Sorry,
Queen.
You came up short, buddy.
He is I guess the most iconic Christmas lover on Love Is Blind.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not nearly as exciting as stalking,
No.
Maybe stalkings, but not stalking.
Yes.
Well, let's get to the wedding. Definitely the best decorated wedding, but I was hoping for more Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
I was really disappointing.
Did you notice they went with the Crazy Rich Asians song for the walk down the aisle?
I think of this as an Elvis song. Did they song by Elvis?
You don't remember the wedding scene from Crazy Rich Asians?
Is this the one where the water floods the church?
Yes.
Oh, so do they play this during it too?
Yeah, that's why I was like, they had to have gotten that idea for Crazy Rich Asians.
They should have flooded the church like in Crazy Rich Asians.
That would have been cool.
So
but it would have just turned to ice because it's Minnesota.
Yeah, my memory of that scene, Crazy Rich Asians, is me being like, "This makes no fucking sense. You're flooding a church." I mean, the whole movie is ridiculous, but that scene—that's
what billionaires do, dude. They're
like, they flood churches.
They're like, let's just flood shit because we can.
I mean, then I thought I was like, maybe they do this crazy rich people,
and then we can bring our yachts into the church. If we flood
that scene, I was like, what the fuck is happening? It's all wood. What? I mean, the rest of these lavish
people are weird, man.
They're feasible, but this, I'm like everybody's wearing like normal shoes and shit. The whole thing was so crazy.
Nobody was told to wear flippers.
At least give out some flippers,
water shoes, something.
That was wacky. That was fucking wacky.
I really do think they got the idea for it from that, though.
No,
specifically a wedding scene where they're walking down the aisle.
No, I think you're right. You're right though. They should have flooded the water and frozen it. Everybody ice skate.
Everybody ice skated down the aisle.
The groomsmen should have been dressed up as gingerbread men though. And the bridesmaids could have been like Mrs. Claus, and then
that would have been cute.
The officiant could have been the Grinch. Like there could have been so much fun Christmas stuff going on.
Oh man, the Grinch comes in and steals their wedding certificate and tries to run out, and then like Santa goes and he tackles him.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I'd love that.
So Taylor, she says yes. Oh no, we have to play the final thing.
Now is the time to decide if love is blind.
I feel like this officiant was trying to like rush this because he knew what was happening too. He's like, "No, it's time to decide if love is blind."
Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. We gotta
get the fuck over. We
gotta get to the Mall of America to buy presents. Set up that tree.
Come on. They say they are excited about being married, but they have like no energy.
They're pretty subdued here.
They're
Yeah.
so subdued.
That Christmas calm that they have.
They don't give a shit. We get to the failed people a little bit. Joey says he doesn't seem to anticipate him and Monica dating, but I think they will. We'll talk about that more on Love Center.
Oh yeah, I don't know why he was saying that. It's so weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought for sure they'd keep dating.
Well, I guess Love Center will be after reunion, so we can talk about it. Monica, she talked how she really did want to marry Joey, but he didn't give her that 100% that she needed.
Yeah.
This seems like I get what she's saying and I agree with her, but it does feel like a little bit of like two to tango communication issue type thing.
Yeah, that's really the theme of this season, isn't it?
Yeah. Ben says he's devastated, but he still believes love is blind. Love is brushing everything under the carpet.
Did you see him after the wedding going and sniffing the fake flowers?
Yeah, what was up with that?
I think she broke my heart so bad I lost my sense of smell. I can't smell these flowers.
Well, that makes sense because he probably never got the vaccine, so
Right. Yeah, he lost his sense of smell from COVID. Yeah, you're right.
I thought he was going to start plucking the petals.
Yeah, she
loves me. She loves me not.
But he has to rip them off because they're plastic.
Yeah,
and they're glued in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if these are real, very expensive, very expensive wedding. Wow,
yeah.
Lots of flowers. Sarah says you can't be with someone because your potential. She says she does believe love is blind, though. Wow. Devin says he doesn't think he should have done anything differently. Still believes love is blind.
Yeah.
Nothing differently.
Don't talk.
Don't talk.
Don't express your feelings, your values.
Don't communicate.
Stay cool. Stay chill. Don't tell her about any checks.
Hide that money.
Hide that money. Buy those shoes, and let's just coast, baby.
Stash it away. Somebody's gonna accept you for who you are.
Just sign that prenup, and she'll be.
Virginia, she feels bad, but she had to put herself first, and she says that's new. Well, somebody learned something here.
Yeah,
somebody learned. Here we go.
I'm proud of Virginia. Good job.
Yes. We'll get to Daniel and Taylor, and this is where something really stood out to me. He says love is blind, but he probably knew what she looked like, right?
Right, because he was stalking her.
Yeah, so does this count?
Not really.
No.
It's kind of like a kid who opens up his Christmas presents before Christmas.
Yeah.
Looks in there and sees it.
So it's bullshit.
Yeah, but he has to act surprised.
Do these two like each other?
I think they do. I don't know.
Do they love each other?
I think they're just both thinking we're never going to find anyone else that loves Christmas more than each other. So
do they just not have like big emotions? They're just very.
Are you saying that Daniel has little emotions?
I just can't read them. Like, I just can't read. It's just like how we misread everybody on this season. I just don't know because they don't show it. They're just like, we're so happy we're going to go consummate the marriage. Operation Consummation. Ha, ha, ha. We're married. We're the Hastings.
Well, I think that is just part of their personality. I think, and
the lack thereof.
Well, no, I'm saying that that's what they like to cast. They like to cast people who don't care so much. All they care about is getting married. They just want to get married as soon as possible.
But like some of these couples at least have like, affection for each other, or they have some chemistry, or they seem like they were at least excited that they got married. Like they jumped up and were like, we got married. Like when Colleen and Matt got married, it was like, we got married, even though it was like insane. And it was like these two, it's like you're a better fit than
it was underwhelming. Yeah.
It's like you're a better fit than Colleen and Matt on paper, but like they seemed excited.
It's like when you open a gift under the tree and it's like their response is not what you hoped for. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, that's so great. And you're like, I don't think you liked the gift.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. That's exactly what it's very confusing.
You got to use Christmas analogies with these two.
Exactly. It really does make everything feel better. Well, We did it.
We did it.
We recapped another season of Love is Blind, but it's not over yet, Ben. Can you believe it?
It's not. We're going to have a crazy reunion. Lots of fights, lots of drama.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yelling.
It's Minnesota, baby. You know, these big emoters from Minnesota. They got stuff to say.
What?
I can't believe it. So we're going to be back this Sunday.
And hopefully we get a preview of Love is Blind Denver.
Yes. I think Temptation Island preview is more likely, though.
You don't think they're going to do a preview for the next season? They always do.
Well, sometimes
they always say what city, right?
Yes, they'll say that, or they'll bring in people. That's true.
Yeah.
But usually they'll show like a trailer for like the Ultimatum sometimes, though, or they'll do Temptation Island, or they'll do like the next reality show. So they'll be like, Perfect Match is coming or something.
Well, they've already done Temptation trailers, though. They've been out for a while.
That's true. That's true. So maybe they won't. Maybe they'll do Denver.
If anything, it would be Ultimatum or Love is Blind Denver.
Yes. Let's hope.
Yes.
So we're going to be back on Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the reunion comes out, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when it ends, come join us on Instagram at Reality Alert Podcast or youtube.com/Reality Alert. And we will be going live to recap the reunion. If you can't make it, you can check out those destinations and podcasts for the recaps afterwards.
Gonna be fun.
Yes, and then also we'll be doing Love Center next week, early next week, to recap social media coming out following the finale and the reunion. That is patreon.com/Reality Alert, starting at $5 for the base tier, $8 for ad-free, plus all of the bonus episodes. How fun is that?
Woohoo!
Woo! All right, I guess we'll see everybody on Sunday.
Gonna be fun.
Okay. Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Yeah.